Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Go Lurk Yourself podcast. We are doing a live episode today. Joining us, as you see here in the middle, is Mr. Snuffus.
Hey,
how you doing? How you doing, Snuff?
Good, man. How y'all doing?
Good. Thanks for joining us, man. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, anytime.
And then here on my far right is the Sunny D. How you doing, D?
Good. Hi, guys.
How are things going today, D?
It's much better now.
Much better now?
I get to hang out with you guys. So.
Nice.
I heard you've already gone through a whole 6-pack of Michelob Ultra. Is that true?
That's
I've
true.
Heard that's why it's better.
Absolutely, that's what's going on.
I cannot believe you drink on Twitch. That's just...
I know.
It's horrible.
It really is shameful. Today's podcast brought to you by beer.
Alcohol. For the adult in you.
The cause of and solution to all of life's problems. That's a Simpsons quote for you guys too young to watch that show. But I want to thank Snuffus for joining us. Next week, Dee is going to be in Florida for the week, right, Dee?
Yes, I am.
So she's going to miss next week. If Snuffus would be so kind to join us, we're going to have at least Snuffus on, maybe a third guest, provided everyone can work that out with the scheduling.
I'll be here.
General Chaos, thank you for that, host, buddy. I really appreciate that. How you doing, Chaos? How's the Isle of Wight at midnight? Hey, what's up, buddy? We just started the podcast. General Chaos is the first one here. I bet B-Shiv's here. He's just probably watching while he's doing other stuff. In addition to our regular recorded show every week, this live episode is to bring you interviews, entertainment, update on the Go Lurk Yourself community. If you want to be part of that Go Lurk Yourself community, type !Discord or go check the show notes if you're listening to the recorded episode of this, and you can join in there. Send me a private message. I'll give you access to join here. Isle of Wight is so good. Yes, it is. I was able to catch Chaos earlier today. Jumping a little ahead of schedule here, but he was actually live streaming from the Isle of Wight today. Snuffus got to see part of that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was pretty. I like the beach. Like, it was kind of rocky, nice, really beautiful. Super
nice area too. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that. I mean, as I mentioned to him during his stream, it's like I know as a kid what it's like to live in a very fantastical place that's kind of isolated. It's great until you want to hang out and do other stuff with other people, and then it's like a prison. Like you want to go hang out and do stuff with people but all you have is the people around you.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is growing up in the country too. So I think we've done both in the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's exactly what I'm talking about too. Is what it's like to live in the country. But let's jump right into the Go Lurk Yourself podcast community happenings for everybody. I'll start selfishly with mine. I've been playing a little bit more Dark Souls 1. I got inspired by watching Jess and Brutal do some Soul Level 1 stuff, and and it's been a lot of fun. I got a little salty the other day, as you do in a Soul Level 1 run, but what, D?
Just a little salty.
Just a little. Hey, Both Assassin, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. But I've been really enjoying it. Soul Level 1 is a bit of a tricky thing to do sometimes. It could get a bit frustrating, but the plan I have this time is working out really well. I'm almost to ONS, Orange Scene and Smo, which is like a notoriously difficult DPS check. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I know ONS pretty well. They're basically a patience test, because you have to stab, poke, run away for an hour, and then...
I thought you were going to say pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, they are pain in the ass.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Someone who's got a little bit more expertise now in that area, I can tell you, they are a pain in the ass. A little quick update to my stream. I'm actually going tomorrow to have a procedure done where I'm going to have something on my lower back taken care of that's causing me to not be able to stream as much. It's causing me a lot of pain.
Third nipple, aren't you?
Exactly. How'd you know? See, Snuffus, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. I actually have a superfluous third nipple.
Oh my god!
He does.
Why haven't you highlighted that on stream?
I know. I should have a stream where I just talk about it and show it off, right? Yeah. Wait, that's terms of service.
Plays Dark Souls.
There you go. There you go. The genius that comes in waves. How can you not have that? How are you doing, Both Assassin? Thank you for coming over here, man. I really appreciate it. Did Chaos bring you? I think he might have. Snuffus, while we're waiting for Both Assassin to talk to us, why don't you tell us about the GTA group you made?
Yeah, we made a group. Jess and I started a group called Moonshine Tea is our crew name. We just kind of wanted to start a video series called Redneck and the Brit, where I act as a dumb redneck, and Jess kind of acts as the posh, smarter person of the group and explains what we do. We'll be playing it tomorrow on stream, on Jess's stream at 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what that is in goofy England time, but 1 p.m. Eastern here. We're going to be streaming some Redneck and the Brit.
Let's see, I'm going to use my quick math brain to tell you that's 6 p.m. in England.
In goofy time, yeah. But yeah, we started that. It's just to have fun. So if anybody wants to join, it's Moonshine Tea is the crew. If you want to get in, have fun. We don't take it very seriously. I just kind of want to get on and make good content for YouTube videos and have fun with a fun game that I kind of forgot I had.
And the great thing is, yeah, it was fun. There was a YouTube video that's on Snuffus's Discord. You totally got to check out. Go to his channel and type in !Discord and join his Discord. You can see a video of it. I tweeted it out a couple days ago, I think. It's hilarious. And the great thing about Redneck and the Brit is like 99% of everyone here fits one of those two categories. You can just join. D and I could be more rednecks in there since we're both from Indiana, and then Chaos is a Brit for sure, along with most other people here.
Could have two different divisions inside of Moonshine Tea.
Exactly. Snuffus, is there any update on Rocket League? I know it's been pulling teeth and wrangling cats, right?
Yeah, but essentially not much. I'm still trying to get people to, play matches when they can.
When's our next game? Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure I wasn't missing out something here.
No. So yeah, it's like trying to, if you have like a drain, like if somebody put pasta in.
Yeah.
You're trying to scoop water out of a sinking ship. It's kind of what that is. It's going about as smooth as that would go.
That's a pretty apt analogy. I like it.
Yeah. But I think once we get to the playoffs and it's a little bit more uniformed, maybe it'll come together a little bit more. But
okay.
It's going. I'm passing it like a kidney stone's the size of a boulder, but it's going.
Love it. I love it. So a couple other updates. D, why don't you talk about Indie Monday? I'm jumping around a little bit in the script here, but I'm doing it for a reason.
I am still doing Indie Monday. I just played Transistor this week. It's a really kind of cool, like, sci-fi thriller. It's made by the same people who made Bastion. If you guys haven't checked that game out, that game's awesome. It's kind of like a turn-based system, if you want it to be that way.
If you want it to be that way?
But it's got beautiful music in it. I'm not sure if I like it, the play of it, the way the turn-based works. But it is really cool, and it makes me want to see the rest of the story.
So, what's your take right now?
I would say if somebody wants something that has like beautiful music and it looks like it's a really kind of cool story and enjoys a take on a different kind of turn-based system, I would suggest it.
Okay, that sounds fair enough. I'm going to try to switch this track here. I had our... Oh, that's not going to work. Another couple updates from the community here. I'm going to keep the intro song going just a little bit longer. General Chaos Live last Saturday played Detroit Become Human, which is a new story-based game I've seen him play. Really great game, entertaining to watch. He's also been doing some live live streaming from his hometown on Isle of Wight. Check that out if either on his stream at twitch.tv/GeneralChaosLive, or go check out his VODs. Hugely entertaining guy. You got to watch him. Jesse Smith, actually Jesse 103, she changed her name, has been doing SL1 as I mentioned earlier. She did beat ONS after a few hours earlier today. You can go watch her over at twitch.tv/Jesse103. That's JESSY 103. See some of her playthrough of ONS. And hey, Heavy D, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
That's where we'll be doing Redneck and the Brit tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you can also check out Redneck and the Brit at Jesse. Are you going to stream it with her, or are you going to just do it on her channel?
We're just going to do it on her channel because I'm technically working, so...
Technically working?
We're going to let her stream. I'll record it and edit it later when I'm not working.
Exactly. So, also, Dee, you want to talk about the Super Squad Sunday?
Yes, if you guys have not checked out Crunky and General Chaos, Cherry Cake TV, and Bunny Ball Ball, they all play Sunday on twitch.tv/General Chaos Live for Super Squad Sundays. They usually get a chicken dinner, so it's really good.
Usually.
Really darn good. Yes, usually.
I pop on, and usually within like 1 or 2 games, they get a chicken dinner. They're right there. This is pretty damn good gameplay.
Thanks, man. Let me get caught up on chat here real quick before we get on to gaming news. So General Chaos Live says the people that made Bastion, I think, made another really well-received game, right? Yeah, they made a game recently. What was that game called, D?
Pyre.
Pyre, Pyre. It's like a RPG visual novel mixed with a sports game, and that, if that sounds weird, it's because it is, but it somehow is good, you know. And what's really interesting is, and man, I wish I would have wrote this down. The guy who wrote those games, or one of the lead designers, is a super interesting musician. Writes a lot of the music there, so definitely check all of those games out. Bastion, Transistor. There's a third one too, D. What is it called? Other than Pyre, there's a fourth one. Sorry.
Oh, I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. Check them out. They make great soundtracks. So getting caught up here on chat still. Sinister23, welcome to the stream, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. Howdy, chat. It's Redneck and the Brit Influence greeting. I think Sin's been watching some Redneck and the Brit there.
Shit, I tell you, it's just about the best damn video thing there is.
How is the volume mix, guys? Are we okay? Is the music too loud? It seems loud on my headset, but that might just be my headset. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. General Chaos, thank you for those biddies. Third nipple confirmed.
I can confirm that.
Dee can confirm that. She's seen it in person. Thank you for the follow, Both Assassin 29. General Chaos Live's talking about Island White. He says it's so good. He loves coming home. You can really tell that you love coming home. It really comes through on the streams, man. And
what were you eating in that bowl, man? You had like this huge like a casserole dish bowl, and dude, it looked so good. You took a huge bite of it right before you went and saw your mom on stream.
It looked like lasagna, didn't it?
It looked so good. It was like lunchtime for me, and I was like, "Holy man, that looks so good."
He just had this big soup, and I was like, "Ah!" Just poured the whole thing in there. It was awesome.
I'm like, damn, looks like a Jethro scoop.
Let's see, who else is here? We've got General Cast Live. Hi, Bertle, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Wolf Trove. Wolf Trove's joined us. Silver Franco is here. Thank you, Silver Franco, for being here. That's Frankie. Night Owl is here. Thank you, Night Owl. And we've mentioned Brutal. Let me get caught up on chat here, man. This chat is moving faster than I expected.
Mama's Chaos Lasagna. Holy crap, that sounds amazing.
It is.
Oh, geez. Chaos, can you freeze dry that and send it to me?
Just mail it over the pond.
That's so good.
If I miss something on chat, guys, don't be afraid to say it again. Isle of Wight. It's actually WIGHT, I think. I had to look it up, and I went to Google search, Google Maps, and looked at, like, you could kind of do it virtually, walk around, and it was awesome. I mean, it was like, damn, I'd love to go visit there. Wolf Trove is another great member. You guys could follow him at Wolf_Trove, TROVE. He likes to play some strategy games. He really does a lot of variety, but I tend to see him stick to strategy games, and he really knows his stuff. So Frankie, he talks at Silver Franco, but he streams on Shy Guy Brigade, just like it sounds. He does a lot of Nintendo games. I've seen him do a lot of Zelda lately. Let me get caught up on chat here some more. 80% chicken dinners were kind of a big deal, General Chaos says. Yeah, like, I think we've had 2 sessions where we don't get a chicken dinner. What I mean is we sit down to play for a few hours, and if we don't get a chicken dinner that day, that counts against us. Night Owl's here, NIGHTOW1. I watched Night Owl stream a lot today. He did some PUBG. He did...
What's he doing, Moonlight?
Moonlighter, yeah. The game that Wolf Trove...
Yeah, I lurked a little bit in Night Owls. I just like to hear his voice.
Yeah, he's a very soothing person to listen to talk.
It's one of the sexiest voices on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean...
Pretty amazing. Pretty damn good.
Chaos, the other game he was talking about was Transistor. Yeah, that's the game D's been streaming. It's been really good. Music was a little loud before, but we fixed that. Thank you so much, Chaos, for reminding me. Brutal Nerd is here. Night Owl is here. Mama Chaos was on stream. Yes, if you haven't seen that, I think we mentioned it earlier. Watch Mama Chaos's shout-outs.
She dabs a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, no joke. She dabs. I don't know how old Chaos's mom is. I'm going to guess she's like a couple years older than me. She might be 42. But he got her to dab and say, we're hitting it out of the goddamn park. It was so good. Crunky, did you make your head bigger on purpose? No, Brutal, but thanks for pointing that out.
Hold on, Brutal. There we go.
How's this? Is this better? The problem is, I've got a new.
Oh no!
I've got a new desk coming, and in order to zoom, in order for my camera to sit on top of my monitor, it's got to be this size. So, apologize for scaring small children that you might have in the room with my giant melon, but
you're going to roar and get real close to
right,
it.
Exactly. What stream is E3 on Twitch? You're going to be able to see E3 a lot of places, Heavy D, and I'm so glad you brought it up. Sorry it took me so long to remind you or to read out your chat, but we're actually going to be doing some spot streaming of E3 next week right here on this channel. Either D or Snuffus or whoever else in the Go Look Yourself community I could talk into come in on here. We're going to watch, see how I have above me I have an E3 window. We're going to watch it there. And we're going to do it Brady Bunch style. We're all going to look around up at it. And we're going to discuss it as it unfolds. We're going to react to it. We're going to watch it and have a good time. We're going to make some discussions, some predictions here today during this episode, and then we're going to see how it unfolds together. And I welcome you guys to join me. That'll be live on 7 p.m. Eastern time. We might start earlier if we could pull it off, but I know a lot of us have real life things we've got to do, so we'll do it as best as we can. Next week we'll watch. We'll like start out. We'll react to what we missed during the day, and then we'll watch it live. It'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys are there for that. That'd be midnight in England and like 9 a.m. the following day for Brutal. Anyone in Australia. We've got a real international community here, and it's great. I mean, I've seen people in this chat from literally all corners of the globe. If you guys are listening to the podcast, I actually put out a tweet the other day. There's like 20 countries in the world that this podcast hasn't been downloaded in. And I put through the gauntlet down trying to get everybody to download it. And I'm pitting the United States against England. Those are our two biggest pool of fans. England is at a respectable like 300, 400 downloads, and California is at 500.
Oh, wow.
Just California, but California is the number one podcast consumption.
The Brits again, just like we did in World War II.
We didn't fight the Brits in World War II.
Totally did. Beat 'em.
I don't know what they're teaching you down there in Alabama, but it ain't fucking history. All right. I'm really struggling to keep up with chat here. Isle of Wight, Isle of Wrong, ooh, line of sight. I need an ASMR stream. Night Owl needs to do ASMR streams. He sure does. Brutal's answering Heavy D. Thank you, Brutal.
Holy, Night Owl, if you and Teddy can get together and do an ASMR, that'd be amazing, man.
We would solve world hunger.
Women's ovaries explode. I'm just saying.
There would be on the graph of population density. There'd be a blip that day. 9 months later, 15,000 kids were born when they listened to this podcast or they watched your guys' stream. Mom is 70 years old this year and dabbing like a boss, dude. That is so awesome. The camera can't contain this much crunky head. That's for sure. Yeah. Dad is 72 and Mama's 70. Did you get Dad on stream? I don't know if I saw him. Three of you are almost like the bottom row of the Brady Bunch. D, can you do the youngest one in curls? Exactly.
You can be the dad.
Oh, I stole Sin's joke after he said it. Sorry. All credit to the Brady Bunch joke goes to Sin. Where is your beer? Cause D and Snuffus. It's right here. It's right here. Don't worry. I got you. Look, my camera goes a little bit above the bars. Pro Streamer 2018. So in order to have this setup, I have to have 2 cameras. The one you guys see is not the one these guys see. They're seeing like an uncomfortable Ren and Stimpy close-up of my stubble, like right here, just like a square inch of my cheek right here is all they get to see. Wolf Trove, in part with your mom's video is muted. Oh, okay. Hey, Daktari, welcome to the stream, buddy. Is that Sting? Yes. When we have guests on here, we ask for their favorite video game characters. And Snuffus, who did you choose?
Sting from WCW versus NWO. One of the very first games I really remember being obsessed about.
That he played when he was 3 years old, no doubt.
Yeah.
Was that like 98 when that game came out?
Yeah. I remember I was still in elementary school, and me and my buddies just
still in diapers, more like it.
No, I'm not that young. We used to go over to his house and we used to play this game, and him and his older brother and I used to take all the stuff off the sofa and imitate what we saw in the video games, like responsible kids. We patted the floor.
Right.
And then we did, DDTs and, all
You weren't savage animals. You guys laid down some pillows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Come on. We're not dumb.
So way back in the 1940s when I was a kid, we used to have my parents had this room that where I live, they used to convert garages into like second living rooms in the 70s. And we had this room that was like halfway being done, and there were a bunch of old mattresses out there that, like, from when we moved in the house, so people had left beds. And my friend and I we put these giant piles of mattresses, and we had this big desk. We would jump off of it like 5 feet in the air. We had like the stuffed Hulk Hogan's and stuff, and we'd like do wrestling moves. And I'm surprised nobody broke a leg. You know what I mean?
That is so awesome. I love that.
Night Owl says he remembers that game. I remember that game because it was the first really well strategic wrestling game I can remember playing. Like, you had, it was like up B and up A combos and down B and down A to throw them or to do certain grapple moves, and there was a whole grappling mechanic. It was really great.
4, 6, or 8. I think 8 was the maximum amount of wrestlers you could have in the ring, and you could get stuff from the crowd. You could get like bats and chairs and all this stuff.
You could pull like baseball bats out from underneath the stage. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. That was a great game.
Night Owl says in 98 he would have been 9 or 1, but I think he meant 10. All American beer is water. Yes, I'm drinking a light lager because I'm an old man. I gotta take care of myself, you guys. Snuffus can drink all that heavy stuff because he doesn't give a shit. He goes to the gym every day. He probably sweats just getting up out of bed in the morning. When I think I can't love Dee anymore, she's drinking beer. That's right, Brutal.
Aw, I love you too, Brutal.
1940s.
I'm drinking beer too, Brutal.
Yeah, Brutal.
Jeez.
No, back in the 90s. Yeah, back in the 90s when Life is a Highway was the #1 hit. Not the country-ass version you guys know, the Tom Cochran guy from Canada.
Rascal Flatts. Great song.
No. That version's not bad because it introduced people to a good song, but it's like listening to a Weird Al song and liking that one better. It happens, but only if you know that one first.
Yeah. That's 100% accurate.
So the first wrestling game I ever played was on the NES, and it was called, what was that game called, Dee? Was this called All-Star Wrestling?
I played it too. Yeah, I think so.
Starman and like the Swamp Thing guy, and it had the grappling system. Played it for hours, and it was like, I don't know why. Just do the moves, you piece of shit. You never felt like you're really in control of what you were doing. It was pretty crazy.
WCW versus NWO was great, but I believe the best wrestling game ever made is Rumble Roses for the GameCube.
Well, yeah, I mean, for obvious reasons. Because it had great controls and amazing graphics.
Gameplay was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, master class.
Yeah, they don't make games like that anymore.
Dee doesn't even know why we're talking about this game so much.
Well, I'm sure it has amazing boobs in it.
Exactly.
It does have great boobs.
It does. It introduced the wrestling genre to something we like to call boob physics. And no one was ever the same before or after.
Didn't they make it like a Dead or Alive volleyball with the same boob physics? Or
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I remember exactly playing that game. Yeah, actually they did. They made several of them. All right.
Great game.
Boobs. Yes. I mean, look. Who doesn't like boobs? That's what I'm gonna say.
Everybody loves boobs.
Right. We're hardwired to. That's why it's where we ate
it's
from
like
the
a rainbow. Have you ever met someone that said, "Hey, do you like a rainbow?" They're like, "Fuck no, I hate rainbows. Those things are hideous."
Exactly.
You've never met anybody that said that.
So we're gonna use boobs for an awkward transition into gaming news.
Oh.
So, first on the docket for gaming news this week is all the rumors and leaks at E3. We're going to talk about some of them, not all of them. There's been a lot of really good ones. Yeah, boobs the news. Smooth, it rhymes. Professional. So, I read some articles today and yesterday about some rumors, some leaks. We've got Fallout 76 being basically confirmed to be an online survival game. What do you guys think about that? Snuffus?
That's weird. That's I didn't know that. That's a real move away from what their bread and butter is. I mean, their bread and butter is the single player experience and, you know, being involved in the PvE and really growing your character and doing. I didn't know it was going to be on. I think I will enjoy that. I like the Fallout series. I liked 3. I liked 4. I liked New Vegas. I think I will enjoy that, but I think that might alienate a lot of like diehard Fallout fans.
Yeah, I think if it was like to replace OG Fallout or like the big main, I think it's like a companion piece. I think they're going to be sure to say, hey, here's Fallout 76 and it's amazing and it's awesome, but don't worry, we're still working on that Fallout 5 or whatever the new one's going to be. I guarantee.
That'd be cool.
I bet that's what they're going to do. And this is going to be like persistent MMO type, like what's the 7 Days to Die and the newest one that just came out where you got
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay. I believe we're going to see a little bit more of that kind of gameplay where the Fallout universe is kind of begging for that genre. Yeah. So
if from what I read, it's going to be kind of based on, it's like 7 Days to Die, base building. You know, you kind of have your base and you build it up and you build traps or what have you. I like that style of game, know, and I like that Fallout is kind of adapting that, but I don't know if kind of hardcore Fallout fans are going to accept that, pretty readily.
Dee, have you played a lot of these survival games?
No. I've seen some people play it, but I've never been really interested in those.
Right. I'm with you. I've played 7 Days to Die a couple of times and it's Minecraft but more realistic. I get it. And I played, I've watched some State of Decay, and I understand the appeal of it, but I'm just like, maybe it's because I'm an old fuddy-duddy now, but I'm so old that I use terms like fuddy-duddy, that it's like, I could see that being a huge trap that I'd fall into maybe 10 years ago, getting really addicted to a game like that. But now I kind of see through it as a time sink. You spend all your time preparing for a thing that never really comes. That's kind of my opinion about it. Maybe this Fallout won't be the one to grab me. I don't like the Fallout open world games because for the same reason. It's like I could sit there and just play all day and never get anything done. It's like, hey, I've got my pile of crap over here in my house. It's nice and huge now. Now what? Okay, and then I'm like,
where do we go from here?
Another game comes out and I forget that pile of crap exists. Let's see.
Wait, are you talking about Destiny?
Yes. I'm talking about every game I played this year except for maybe PUBG and Dark Souls.
Fortnite.
No, I've fallen off. I fell off the Fortnite wagon today, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I've never been one to stick with the Skyrims and the big open world. Even I love Legend of Zelda. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. Didn't finish Breath of the Wild because I was like, ooh, squirrel, tree over here. What am I doing? Oh, what was I doing? I don't remember 3 dungeons ago. I was supposed to be helping some NPC do something, and I don't remember because now I have 900 Korok seeds to find. It's like, I think that might be because of my age, but Sinistar says survival games are fun for the first day or two, but then you realize how much farming and time you need to invest to get that far. And Sin knows what he's talking about because, like me, he's an old-ass son of a bitch, so he knows exactly the pain.
I think the thing with farming games for me is you have to create a game within the game.
Yeah,
and it's a lot. If you don't play with friends, I'm speaking purely from a standpoint of 7 Days to Die. I've pumped hundreds and hundreds of hours into that zombie game.
Right.
And every time you fire it up, A, I want to have friends on, and B, I want to play it in a different way. Like, all of our blocks are going to be wood this time. We can't use cobblestone or concrete or with no guns, or there's you almost have to create challenges or a game inside the game for it to be continuously fun. If you just play the game like it's built, it's gonna wear thin pretty quickly.
You played like Minecraft with us back in the day for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah. I didn't get into it as much. Actually, I remember when you sat me down, you said, "Okay, let's play this game," and you were like, "Creepers are gonna come out at night and try to get you." I'm like, "What?
What is this, Chicago?"
Yeah.
I didn't like it at the time, but I couldn't really get into the building aspect of it.
You didn't care for it?
Loves it. Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I think those survival games are kind of like a young person's game. Wolf Trove says that he plays Factorio, which is a mad farming sim, and it's like a 2D build your own complex rat trap. What do they call that? The huge elaborate traps. There's a name for it.
Government?
Yeah. Witcher is another good one Night Owl brings up. He doesn't have as much free time as he used to when he's younger, so massive RPGs are hard to get into. Exactly, I did the same thing with The Witcher. I played it, I was like, this is amazing. And then I got to the next town and found 18 more quests to do. I'm like, God damn. When am I going to find time to... I got to go cut my yard. I got to go bathe my dog. I got to go scratch my balls. All these things that have to be done, and you just don't have time to do them anymore because, it's like... Okay, I was playing The Witcher, and there's this quest where you've got to, like, save this, like, demon baby thing, and it was really compelling, and the story was great, and it was a side quest. I'm like, this is amazing. Where did 4 hours go? Fuck, I can't play this tomorrow. I have too much shit to do, you know what I mean? But, so on to the next big game that's been confirmed. A lot of the big companies are saying, if our games are going to be leaked, we're just going to confirm them. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I think is where... Assassin's Creed guy throws a hat that can take over animals and he can become these animals. I think that's how it works.
No, that's Mario. You're getting them confused.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is the one where he can eat enemies and swallow them, and somebody rides you, and you jump around. You go from world to world. You have a long.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that's Yoshi Odyssey you're thinking of, or Kirby Odyssey. I don't know, one of those two. I'm gonna be real here. I watched a trailer for it. I've never played a lot of Assassin's Creed games beyond the first couple of minutes for the same open world problems reasons that I talked. I've watched the people play the pirate one, and that one looks like the best Assassin's Creed game ever. I think this guy over here, he's played it quite a bit. Does that make you hype for Odyssey? Did you see anything in the trailer that made you hype for it? Or did you?
It looked really good. I've heard the last one. I watched Wolfie play a lot of the last one, actually. Don't remember what it's called.
Assassin's Creed Origin or Assassin's Creed Pirates of the Black Pearl or something like that.
I watched Origins last one. I watched Wolfie play it, and it looked okay, but it's like set in ancient Egypt, and I'm just
Syndicate.
Syndicate. Oh, yeah. Syndicate was the last one?
Fuck ancient Egypt.
That was the last one he played, but he played the Egyptian one you guys were talking about.
I watched it. Yeah, the thing with me is I like the settings in Assassin's Creed. I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan for like just the mechanics, but the setting is what does it. That's why I like the pirate one so much. And this is the new one is set in ancient Rome, which I'm a huge fan of ancient Rome. And everybody is saying that the last one was so good that it's not a COD series. It's not just, hey, this is the same crap year in and year out. We just reskinned it. They said, well, this is a completely different game. This is really good last year. So they said, we're hoping they can build off of what they did last year and, kind of almost reinvent the franchise. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game.
Thank you, Cartel Teddy, for joining us. Sorry, Snuffus, go ahead.
Oh, my God. We have Cartel Teddy and Night Owl here.
I know.
That's the sexy voice combo.
This chat just got 10% moistier.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. If it's I'm a cheap ass, I might pay full price for this game.
There's one game that people are waiting for. Yeah, don't worry, Chaos. We will get to that one. So next big release that's been all but confirmed. There was a leak by Walmart Canada that listed a bunch of SKUs on their website. And so people were like, "This looks legit." It was Fortnite for Switch. You hear those crickets, guys? You hear those crickets?
As somebody who's never played the Switch, I have no idea how to control it. I don't know.
So, the
It's a
Switch.
cartoon, so that fits, I guess.
Yeah, the Switch is basically, I mean, it plays like any other console. The controls set up in handheld mode are bad, but imagine if you had an Xbox One or a PS4 and you could just like take a chunk of it out with little controls on the side and play it anywhere you wanted for several hours. Hey, Levi Hurst, welcome to the stream, buddy. Appreciate it. It's basically the same kind of game. The graphics horsepower is not quite as good, but it's good enough that you know, especially for Fortnite, it'll be fine. Fortnite on Switch, like Chaos says, makes a lot of sense.
So educate a moron who doesn't do console.
I don't think we got that kind of time. It's only an hour-long show, man.
So you can take your Switch anywhere, essentially?
Yeah, it's got this little plastic brick that plugs into your TV, and you drop the console inside it, and it goes bloop, and it's on your screen in like real time, real fast. And then without pausing it, shutting it down, you pull that bastard out, and it's in handheld mode, and you can just play it on the go. The problem is,
can you have like network?
You have to have Wi-Fi. There's no 4G or mobile access. So if you grab it, throw it in your car, you better make sure that you have Wi-Fi hotspots between wherever you're going, or take it to some place that has Wi-Fi. You're going to go to Starbucks with your buddies. You can pull that out and be antisocial while everyone else has a civilized conversation and go, I'm going to play Fortnite. Yeah. I mean, who wants to have a conversation?
I think that's where Fortnite could, if they could somehow figure out if Twitch could integrate like a 4G network or something. I think Fortnite would just explode on the Switch.
Levi's right. It's getting Paladins as well. That was confirmed today.
That's a Fortnite ripoff, right?
I mean, calling a Fortnite ripoff is like saying that something's a copy of a copy of a copy. I mean, we're kind of all in bed. It's a little bit incestuous as it begins. And I'm talking about PUBG too. PUBG was a copy of another thing. While we're talking about Fortnite, PUBG, and Paladins and ripoffs, today Snuffus and I and Cherry Cake played, what was it called? Realm Royale.
Royal Realm.
Yeah, Realm Royale is what it's called. Imagine.
I want to try this.
Yes, imagine if you have take Fortnite, right, and get rid of the building bullshit that everyone loves or hates, depending on who you are, and make 5 hierarchies of classes. All loot comes from treasure chests. There are smithies you can find in the world where you get these crystals that can make better gear, armor, and things, and get upgrades. There are item drops, sort of like crate drops in PUBG, and it's just straight combat. When you die, instead of falling on your knees and crawling around till you're rezzed, you turn into a little chicken that clucks, and you can run around. And if you get away as a chicken, there's a timer that starts. It counts up to when it rezzes you automatically with low health, but you come back to life. I played it for a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. It was great. I loved it. Like, it was everything I love about PUBG. Some of the things I like about Fortnite. It was stable. It's in early access right now. Some of the warping was going on when the people were far away. Up close, the combat felt good. It wasn't a jump and shoot kind of bullshit. But I really did like it. I really had a good time. What did you think about it, Snuff?
I enjoyed it. I only played one game, so it's a very small sample size. I'll play more tonight and this coming weekend. The combat kind of felt. Also, I have a small sample size in this game, but the combat kind of felt like Overwatch. A lot of the shooting mechanics kind of felt like Overwatch.
It was definitely hit scan. I never saw.
Yeah.
I never had an actual.
Yeah, I think you'd like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it's still in pre-alpha, so whatever. It's a free game. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I thought Ring of Elysium was going to be my next big VR game that I got addicted to, but it still hasn't come to North America. The ping is still an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So this is here. This is free. This is now that Radical Heights is shut down. I really want to pump a lot more time into this game. I think I'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think D definitely need to download that after we're done here and give it a shot. The downsides is it's early access. Like, just in my 45 minutes, we had times where we couldn't make a group, we couldn't get connected online. There were some downsides to it, but it shows a lot of promise. And judged on that scale of, it was free. It didn't cost. We were in relatively soon. It was pretty good. Chaos is trying to think of another one that he played. I played another one today called was it? What is it called? What was the other one called? Totally
accurate battlegrounds.
Totally accurate battlegrounds. Basically, is like Human Fall Flat, where the physics are all janky and falling over and like really silly. It's that kind of game. I didn't like it at all. Like, I played 2 matches, and it was like you're shooting people, and they're like warping all over the screen. I'm like, okay, if you're just taking a dig at PUBG, mad props to you. That's funny. But if I wanted to play a janky mess, I would just play PUBG. I mean,
you don't need to make PUBG from PUBG.
Yeah, it's like PUBG. It'd be like making a Naked Gun movie, but less serious. It's like they've already done it. You're not going to improve upon the formula. But I think this E3 we're going to get tired of hearing the word Battle Royale mode, and
everything's going to have it. Everything now. It's ridiculous. Like, it's the new thing. It's like in Hollywood when somebody would come out with a movie, like, oh, we made a shark movie. Oh, it's popular. Oh, well, there's 30 more shark movies that are coming out in the next 5 months. Just chill out. We don't need 75,000 VR mode games.
So the big publishers have a chance to like really grab this thing. Like Night Owl just said, Red Dead Redemption's got a confirmed Battle Royale mode in it. Red Dead Redemption has 3 or 4 pricing tiers now. Do you want all the story content? You got to buy the premium version. There's going to be things.
Listen, I paid $200 for that game if it came to PC.
They're going to lock. They've already said they're going to lock some missions behind pre-order bonus. And while Snuffus is going to say, "I'll buy that game for any price," there's going to be some people who won't. Right? Like this guy. I won't pay $90, $100 for the real version of the game. I know me. I'll be super stoked and hyped about a game, play it for 5 minutes, go, this is not what I expected, or I'm not as hyped about this, and I'll put it on the shelf for a year and play it later. I mean, I'm just now getting around to playing Shadow of the Colossus, a game that I absolutely love and hate at the same time, and it's been out for 10 years. I'm playing the remaster version, actually. So,
double remastered.
Another big game talked about for E3, I'm going to jump a little bit out of script here, is Last of Us Part 2. I can tell you right now that game is going to sell like hotcakes. I'm hoping they actually announce that it's going to be released this year, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's an early 2019 game. A game like that, I'm always reminded of the Miyamoto from Nintendo quote, a good game or a great game is good forever. A rushed, unfinished game they get out to meet a deadline is bad forever. It doesn't matter if they patch it later. Those people who bought it on day one and who were disappointed in it, we're never going to forget that. Even if you patch it 2 weeks later, they're going to remember that. I can tell you from right now, some MMOs back in the day when they were new, none of them launched well. None of them. Everyone expected them to be crap for the first month because the whole, Snuffus does this kind of stuff for a living. The whole networking and hosting servers was the Wild West. It was a new frontier, right? And nobody could estimate correctly how much server space was going to need, or the nerds like Snuffus who actually know how to do it they weren't in contact with the sales and marketing people who were making the decisions of when the game was going to come out. And I think that the first MMO to really handle it well was WoW. And they had issues with login servers. Everybody who played it back in the day remembers, but it was the most stable launch, and within a day or two, you could get in. And they put a situation out there to handle the servers from crashing. They would just put a queue out there. Miss Lady, thank you for that follow. Appreciate you coming here. I think I saw you in Chaos stream earlier. So thanks for coming over.
A lot of the things with when you have issues with MMOs, people just try to, they just try to do the bare minimum with servers, Like, they'll come to us and be like, well, we suggest this many. They're like, we'll do 15 less than what you suggest. I'm like, okay, yeah, you rolled out, buddy, with 15 less.
Yeah, okay, well, you're just going to have a bunch of crashes. Hopefully that's great. Another game that I'm really looking forward to, we talked about The Witcher 3 earlier. The company that makes Witcher 3 is called CD Projekt Red. They have a game that's been in development for years called Cyberpunk 2077. And I think because I love sci-fi and I kind of cut my teeth on that, I'm really excited about a Witcher style game. Hopefully it's not too open world, it's a little bit more linear game. that is set in futuristic Star Wars-esque kind of era. I've told lots of people about this. The Mass Effect series is a series that I was kind of sci-fi'd out when it came out, and I went back and played it like maybe 5 years later. Was that 09D when I played that? I think I played the whole thing.
I love that series too.
Yeah, and it was just like head and shoulders one of the best RPGs, and it wasn't so open world that you got lost and confused. There was pretty clear what you had to do, and very clear that these are the optional things you can do if you want to, but there was always a board to go back and say, this is the shit that needs to get done. And I'm so spoiled by that and so used to that I definitely want to get into that game. Have you seen anything about this Cyberpunk 2077, D?
I haven't. I heard some people talk on a couple podcasts I listened to. It sounded interesting.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's got a different theme to it. So I'm into that.
I think so too. It's going to be like the information exchange, information war kind of deal. Like that great film we went on a date and saw back in the 90s, D. Remember that? Johnny Mnemonic?
Yes, it was A+.
Yeah, Snuffus, it was rated PG-13. You weren't old enough to get in there.
No, I wasn't. Never heard of that.
Oh, you never? Wow.
No. Well,
actually, be glad.
Was it in black and white? Was it one of those sounds?
No, it was a brand new talkie. They had sound though. They just got sound in video in movies then. Actually, Johnny Mnemonic starred Keanu Reeves, and is
Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that aged better than it was received at the time. That said, I hate it. It's not a good movie, but it's not as terrible as it was received. So here's a couple more. I'm going to read off a list of games, and you guys jump in here if there's any of them that you want to talk about. These are the games that I know are confirmed going to be shown at E3. A game called 3 Minutes to Midnight. I don't know anything about this game. You guys heard about it? Me neither.
I think it's a follow-up to Linkin Park's old album.
Old album. They don't have any old albums.
It was like 10 years ago. It's forever, bro.
Forever, brah.
Forever, bro. Totally.
Let's see. The Abyss is another game, which was... I don't know anything about it. It was a movie in the 80s, I know that, about underwater aliens.
Yeah, I tried to look this one up.
In the, like early 2000s, right? With Elijah Dushku?
The Abyss? Did they remake it in the early I know it was out in the 80s.
Yeah, I think they remade it with Elijah Dushku. I might be getting the actress's name wrong, though. But I'm pretty sure they remade it. Yeah.
We've got Arcade 1-Up. Don't know what that is. I'm going to skip around here. We talked about Assassin's Creed Odyssey a little bit. The Atari Flashback Collection is coming out to like Steam and the Nintendo Switch. These are a bunch of old Atari games that I'm just going to save you
your college days.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to save you guys some money. Don't buy any of these Atari collections.
Yeah, please don't.
They're sold. They're bottled up for historians of video games. If you love old video games and want to like just to get to know more about them, fine. I'm not going to talk you out of that. But don't buy them expecting them to be great, because you're talking about the cutting edge time when video games were brand new and home TVs. Their Pac-Man game, like Snuffus and I could sit for an hour, never programming anything in our lives. We could make a better version of Pac-Man. I mean, these are 5-year-old me's impressions of a console that I got for Christmas one year, and I was like, this sucks. Because I would go to the arcade, I'm like, oh, I can play Pac-Man at home, and it was like, what the? This isn't Pac-Man.
This is bullshit. Take it back.
I played E.T. I was a Christmas morning E.T. player. That, if you want to know, that killed the entire genre for like 5 years.
It's a horrible game.
Yeah, the original Abyss movie is James Cameron. Night Owl's right about that. 3 Minutes to Midnight sounds like a Five Nights at Freddy's game. He's probably right about that. Beyond Good and Evil 2 supposedly going to be shown.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil. The guys who brought us some of the guys that brought the game that Chaos is playing now, the Detroit Become Human.
Last of Us? Oh,
Detroit Become Human. Battlefield 5, we've seen a little bit of that. That's
horrible. That looks like a piece of crap.
It's going to have Battle Royale in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't download it for free.
Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
The same game for the past 10 years, guys. I just put a new skin on it.
But you know what they're going to have in it?
VR.
Battle Royale mode. Yay!
The console people will eat that up.
Exactly. Death Stranding. This is the new Kojima movie. After he left Metal Gear and left Konami, he's going to go make his... no, brutal. Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed never quit. Death Stranding is the game, the WTF, the video game. Like, It's very much Metal Gear. Like, what the hell is going on? Why is there a baby in that dude's stomach? And is he talking to him? I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's going to be one of those games
I watched a couple of videos on it today, just trying to prep for E3, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Cleared everything up. You understand everything now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Death Stranding, Brutal will play just for Norman Faps on stream. Hey, you know what, Brutal? Whatever gets you through the night. Terms of service. This is an R-rated podcast and an R-rated stream, by the way, guys. Faps,
just because I'm on here.
Faps, for the guys who don't know, Faps is the ring of favor and protection in Dark Souls 1. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you see this, Deanna? I called her Deanna. Spoiler, the Sunny D's real name is Deanna. Defiance 2050. Do you guys remember the Defiance game?
I don't remember the first 2049.
The Defiance was a TV show with a video game MMO tie-in that Dee and I played for a while with our friend Dama, and it was a Destiny-style MMO shooter, and it was fun for about 2 hours. Hey, NG with hats, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So, Defiance 2050, can't wait for that one.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Destiny 2 is going to get a new fall update and more DLC. So, for those of you guys who are pissed off about paying Destiny money for lack of content, good news, you get to pay them for more content that will be, I'm surely, completely, missing.
I owned that game.
Did Miss Lady need to go? Did I miss something here? Oh, you've been working from home. I'm sorry that you're home for a few days, Miss Lady. Hope things get better. Let's go here. Let's keep on moving through this. We've got
Division 2.
Division 2, which is another, loot box.
He loves that game.
Yeah, he loved Division. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he does.
I think Division did pull the Destiny 2 where they came out a little light on content, and then they were like, you know what? Let's just do a huge update and give it away for free or for next to free, and did it right. I haven't played it. I can't say that. That's just my impression from reading about it.
Is the Division 2, wouldn't that be the Division 1.5?
Yeah, I mean...
Division... Or, no, it would be the Division 1/4.
I was told there would be no math. We've also got some more games here. Another For Honor update. They just listed as For Honor. I'm assuming it's DLC or like a new character, some kind of free content maybe. We'll have to tune in for that.
I was really hyped about that game when it came out. It's kind of pay to win, I heard. So.
Here's what I'll tell you about For Honor. It came free with my graphics card. I played it twice and never turned it back on again.
There you go.
That's not a great endorsement.
No, it's not. It might just be something that didn't click with me, but it looked like a competitive sword fighting game. I was like, well, that could be cool. You never know. Who knows? NG Hats, thank you for that follow. NG with Hats, appreciate that. We're talking about E3, which is basically the trade show for all video games where they show everything and all the, it started out for trade, but then for trades folks, but then like the general populace became familiar with it. So it's a little bit, commercially now. Literally is commercials for
for video games.
For video games. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. Never played a lot of Kingdom Hearts games. I get the idea behind them. D?
I'm actually kind of excited about this. I've always thought it was a weird mix with the Disney characters. I want to try it though.
Think Final Fantasy, but take out all the Japanese anime and put in Disney. That's Kingdom Hearts. Have you ever played a Kingdom Hearts game before, Snuff?
No, I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I've heard they're really great games, but they've just never really appealed to me.
Yeah,
I really don't want to play a video game as Goofy.
When Donald Duck and Goofy whip out keys and fight with them like they're swords, everybody understands that though. Star Wars and Marvel are now Kingdom Hearts fodder. I mean, all the Disney stuff can be in there. The Incredibles, all the Pixar stuff can now be in there.
Jedi, so that's positive.
Yeah, it could. You know what? The Last Jedi could be in there. Snoke. That's what happened to Snoke. He was banished to Kingdom Hearts 3. He's the villain of Kingdom Hearts 3. They had to get him out of the movies. And the thing is, you're going to fight his bottom half at the halfway point of the game, and then his top half at the end. Yeah.
Just kick him.
I mean, spoiler alerts, but it's not the first time a character's been cut in half and come back. If you haven't seen Solo, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything. But a character who you saw get cut in half in a Star Wars movie shows up in the new Solo movie that no one saw.
That no one saw.
Stuff is his gears are turning. I can hear the smoke coming out of his ears. Who is it?
Darth Maul.
I didn't say anything. No, it's not Darth Maul. Go see Solo, guys. It's great. New game. We talked about Last of Us Part 2. Looks great. I think Ellie is going to turn on Joel, and that's going to be the end. I think that that game's conflict is going to be.
It's like a movie.
It is.
Did you play that one, Cronky? Did you play the first The Last of Us?
I played half of it until I realized that I'm so terrible at console shooters that I can't. Like, I don't have the patience. I'm just going to break shit.
I enjoyed watching it. Like I enjoyed watching Chaos play it when he was playing through it. It just doesn't like I wouldn't buy that. Like it just doesn't look like something I would enjoy to play. But I do enjoy watching it.
It was great. I enjoyed watching Chaos play it. Made me want to play it again so much that I forgot how much I'm not good at shooting in those games. And I'm like, oh no, wait. Then I played GTA 5 the other day with a controller, and I was like, oh no, this is why I don't do this, because I literally will break something. Let's see, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is going to be shown. I'm very excited about Monster Hunter Generations for PC being shown because.
Does that have anything to do with the console Monster Hunter that came out earlier?
Yeah, the one that came out for PS4 and Xbox One is going to be shown at E3 this year with the deluxe edition that will come to PC.
PC, okay.
Presumably.
You guys got Bishas. He's talked it up. I want to play it now. I want to get it.
I want to play it.
Yeah, it's a great game, but it's like one of those games that like it's like the concept's easy to learn, but it's very difficult to master, and you have to master the weapons. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of one of those games that it's a long play. You know, you got to farm shit up. Cronky, did you finish the last one? The last what, Bruto? Are you talking about Last of Us?
Monster Hunter, I think.
Did I finish Monster Hunter? Well, Monster Hunter is not a game you finish. You know, you get to the end and you just start farming heavy stuff. I did play it to the end game. I've not kept up with the new patches that are coming out. They're all, even on console right now, they're patching in new monsters and stuff. I've just not been keeping up with it. I do very much enjoy the game, and I think I want to play it with a bigger pool of people. I would still be playing it with B-Shiv and Levi and those guys if I had an Xbox One, but I have it on PS4. Nobody does. So when it comes to PC and everyone's playing it on PC, I'll definitely be playing it again. I'm actually going to run a Go Lurk Yourself group. So anybody who wants to play, the way that game works is you can make a party of 4. You can build toward they don't call them guilds, they call them something else, but it's basically a guild, and build goals up there. And I think it'll be fun for us to hop in and out, have some fun.
I thought they were called guilds.
Maybe they are, D. I don't know. Other games I'm looking forward to, Rage 2. I enjoyed Rage 1 kind of by accident. I wasn't hyped about it at all. Rage 1 was a Steam sale gem I found and really enjoyed playing it. It's so think of Borderlands but without the comedy and more of like Doom seriousness. Yeah, I'll be able to give you a role in Discord after chat there, Ingy. I'm sorry, I'll have to take care of that here in a minute. We're actually recording a live podcast right now, so I'll get to that here in a bit. Remedy has a new game, hopefully to be unveiled there. Roller Coaster Tycoon for Nintendo Switch, working title. Tells me that's not really going to be out soon. And Roller Coaster Tycoon's got a Joyride game. Now I'm not sure. This Roller Coaster Tycoon was the EA bastardization of Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think. So. Tepid excitement about that. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be shit. I don't know.
I thought it was going to be the good one.
Well, that's called Planet Coaster. All the people that worked at Frontier went and made Planet Coaster, and that's like, to me, what Roller Coaster Tycoon used to be is now Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
When they're doing something different with Roller Coaster Tycoon, that's fine. But you know what are you gonna do? Hey man, Monte Zaz, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it.
I still play the original Roller Coaster Tycoon. That game is great.
Right, and that was a lot of the Frontier folks did that. And have you played the new one on Steam, the Coaster Planet, Roller Coaster Planet, or whatever it's called?
No.
Check that out.
One.
Yeah, definitely. If you like old school Roller Coaster Tycoon,
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon.
This one's a lot like that, but with like 3D tracks and all that good stuff.
Planet Coaster?
Planet Coaster, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out because I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, the old one.
Molly loves it.
Yeah, it's awesome. A game that I think
younger generation.
How did you even play Roller Coaster Tycoon? Did it come in a box of cereal for you when you were like 2? Jesus Christ! I'm thinking like that was like late 90s when that game was out.
I got it with my formula. You know, a box of formula.
Came in a box of formula. It came with a box of Pampers Mom got for me. Have you seen the new Spider-Man?
It looks amazing.
Yes.
It's built on Batman Arkham Asylum engine.
Okay.
And the engine and the combat makes so much more sense for Spider-Man, because a lot of the stuff that Batman did in those video games, I'm like, this isn't really what he did in the comics. Like, he's a little too athletic. But it looks great. The gameplay that I've seen, the early gameplay, it looks flawless. And the stuff that Spider-Man does looks a lot like what Batman does in Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and all those games.
But in a more Spider-Man way.
Right. It fits Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's this super athlete, you know, flexible and all this other stuff. Looks beautiful. I cannot wait. I don't think it's coming for PC, though.
No, it's PS4 exclusive, I'm pretty sure.
So I'll have to either steal Crazy K's PS4 or just watch him stream it when he gets it.
D, do you remember back when PS2 days, or was it PS3, we played the old Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
That was PS2, because I think I played that.
I was gonna say I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I remember playing it, and like it was fun. I don't think I finished it, but it was like it had that open world feeling of flying around through the city on webs, and it was like, whoa, this is awesome. And it was like GTA, that you could like do missions around town. I bet this was gonna be more like that. Our good buddy
really
Dalphius is going crazy about this game. He keeps talking about it. What else do we got here? We've got
B-Ship's favorite game, Splatoon 2.
Yeah, Splatoon 2's the Octolings expansion. Can't wait to see that. Super Smash Bros. Switch, which
you guys got to stream as much of that as possible, please.
Okay.
Get it so you can watch it.
So you can watch it and convince yourself to buy a Switch.
I love Smash Brothers. That's one of my favorite gaming. I love it.
The Brutal says she loved watching the creepy feel of the voices in Hellblade. Some of the theme made me a bit sad, like, oh my god, this is Brutal's life. Hellblade was a great game. I think it was a game that was more about the experience than it was the gameplay. Like, I don't know that it was a great, like, visceral experience when it comes to, like, the combat. I think it was kind of everything was in service of the story, not in service of the gameplay. Like Dark Souls, if you don't even understand what the hell's going on, the combat is the main attraction for me. That game, or games like The Last of Us, to me, not everybody, to me, the story was the main attraction. And I think watching Chaos play Last of Us, and again, made me realize that in watching on YouTube, some of the character interactions that happened during combat I missed out on, and some of the feeling the ownership and that personal relationship between Ellie and Joel was from the combat, you know, her tossing you ammunition or whatever. And I think it, and the comedy too. But yeah, I think that a really good game is greater than the sum of all its parts. And while Hellblade looked great, I think some of the controls and the combat deterred from it. Sort of like Shadow of the Colossus. I've mentioned this a couple times in my stream, but Shadow of the Colossus Remastered, they remastered everything except for the camera and the controls. And I've never had a game that made me want to break something 1 minute and like set the controller down in awe and watch it, because some of the fighting was tedious and the camera fought you the whole time. Like, the camera's the hardest boss of that whole game, but then you jump on the back of that Titan and you're like holding on to him while he goes under water and you're coming out top, and it's like breathtaking, beautiful, and
majestic.
The game before that, Eco, was the same way. Amazing moments of amazing moments of. He got me. So moving on, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. D, are you excited about that game?
I'm super excited about it. Comes out 2 days before my birthday.
Big fan of Shadows.
Cherry too. Cherry Cake and I can guarantee that we're gonna have a podcast out.
Oh,
I'm excited to watch it when you guys
Tomb Raider. I know.
I love the past two Tomb Raiders you did. I love that series. Or watching you play that. I'm excited to watch you play that.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta beat God of War first, though.
Oh no, I don't have to, do I?
That's the rule. I'm the only one that gives a fuck about the rules around here.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
You're out of your element.
I'm not even going to talk about the rest of these games because I don't even know what the hell they are.
We cannot skip over Skull and Bones.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's one I didn't know. Go ahead. Tell us about Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones is pirate themed.
Okay.
Ubisoft is making it. So if you ever played oh crap, the Assassin's Creed, the Pirate Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
If you played that and you did the ship, the mechanics to me look a lot like the ship and mechanics in Black Flag.
Night Owl just said it's all the good parts of Black Flag.
Yeah, it's the mechanics, it's the piratey stuff in Black Flag. It looks like the ship combat in Black Flag. So you're gonna have a group of, I don't know, 5 people maybe it looks like.
Okay.
And they're all gonna have different ships with different, objectives in the game. And you go up against another group of people that, they have different ships too. And it's 2 factions fighting each other in a ship-to-ship battle. There's no land, there's no nothing. I really don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like an open world or if you're just gonna randomly queue up against people in one battle. But the ship-to-ship combat looks really, really, really awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. I love the pirate theme. So
Levi says that he thought it might have been delayed, and he said it reminds him of a game called Maelstrom. Have you played that before?
Maelstrom? No, never heard of that.
Yeah, Brutal says it's a ship-to-ship battle royale.
Yeah, kind of.
100 ships are dropped in the ocean, and they have to.
An idea for a game.
There you go. Okay, guys, it's like Black Flag and PUBG had a baby. Hear me out.
They call it Black PUBG Flag.
Player Unknown's Black Flag Royale. There we go. I got it. PBRG. No, PBGR.
That's not on here that I was going to mention. I know a lot of people are Metro Exodus.
Oh, yeah. I played those. Those games are great.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. I've never played those, but I was looking at E3, and a lot of people were really excited about this. And
they're great narratives. They're excellent narratives, and they Miss Lady with the 3 from downtown. She says Pirate Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Pirate Unknown, beautiful, perfect.
But those Metro games, I played through the first 2, and they're competent shooters, but it's all about the story. It's sort of like Doom 3, where you find the and there's other games that do it too, but where you find the audio logs or the text logs, and you piece the story together as you go. Intense action, somber, cold, chill. It's Russia from like the 70s, I think. Really good game. Brutal says she'll play Pirate Unknown if she can get level 3 drunk. Level 3? Go big or go home, Brutal. Where's all the...
You can get level 3 drunk whenever you play with me, because I usually start out around...
Start out around what?
Level 7.
It's cutting you off every now and again for some reason. So, new and upcoming games this week. We've got Vampire. I might call it Vampire because it's spelled with a Y. This is a AA game, they're calling it. It's not a massive budget like a AAA game, but they're trying to make it a fleshed out game you would compare with a AAA game. RPG with some action. A lot of the reviews and initial impressions I read saying that the combat is like, in service to the story. The story is what it's best about. So this game, you're a vampire. I saw Jess play it, and it basically pits you internally with the struggle of you need to eat to survive. But the more people that you eat and kill in the game, it changes the story in the areas of the game. People start to become suspicious of you. So it's like this strategy game mixed in with a RPG, and I think that's kind of neat. I may not grab it right off the bat and stream it because I've got a whole dearth of other games to play, and a lot of people said the weakest part is the combat. So I'm interested in it, but I'd be more interested to watch some of the streamers that I know play it, and that's what I've been doing. How about you guys? Have you seen this, D?
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks interesting. I might actually try it.
Yeah, you like the RPG elements of it best?
Yes. It kind of looks like one of the games that it kind of remind me a little bit of, got that little bit of that Tomb Raider feel to it. So I'm gonna play it.
I would make sure you watch a lot of the gameplay because it's not as like deep. Yeah, not as fluid, not as deep. It's kind of that's probably its weakest point is the gameplay, the combat.
I got one question about this game. How are the vampire boobs?
Good? Go ahead. Are they good or what?
Is it good? Like that's the one concern I have here. The secondary, but it sounds like this game could be have a lot of potential if it has good vampire boobs.
I've seen a lot of coverage of this game. I've seen a lot of streaming of this game. I haven't seen the vampire boobs. Sorry to tell you.
See, you know what? They had a niche there they could have hit, and they can.
That's why they're triple A, or they're double A and not triple A, and that's not a boob joke. It's a double D game.
Triple A, what is this? Total Recall?
Exactly. That's a deep cut right there.
I'm glad you got it.
Another game that came out this week that I'm kind of like half interested in is called Sushi Striker Way of Sushido, which is a Switch game that's a puzzle game mixed with action, mixed with strategy. You've got it's sort of like what is the cooking game where you play co-op? Overcooked. It's like that, but you're switching around stuff in a sushi game. It looks really silly and really kiddie, but I think it's the kind of game I need to have when I have the Switch on the go. You know what I mean? It's like it might scratch that itch. It might be a little bit overpriced. I'm not sure. What do you think, Dee?
I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. What's nice is there's a demo out for it, so you can play it first to see if you like it.
That tells me they got a lot of confidence in it if they're about to go do that.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about it, Snuff? You seen anything about it?
No,
you don't have a
Switch,
Switch, so
Overcooked though. Overcooked is really. I enjoy that game a lot. I'm about to check it out as a free demo.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
They're coming out with. They're saying that they're going to have Overcooked too.
Yeah, that's going to be shown at E3.
Does it have online capabilities?
Don't know.
I don't know.
We're going to have to watch next week and find out.
That'd be so great. If it has online capabilities, we could add that into our Ultimate Chicken Horse co-op online.
There you go.
Play series that we need to.
You just have to buy a Switch first.
Or you could switch to PC.
There you go. Are they going to have it on? They have Overcooked on PC? Yeah, they do. Don't they?
Yeah. Yep. That's where I played it. Me and Mrs. Snuff has played it.
Good night, Chaos.
Chaos, you're going to
sleep.
Night, Chaos. It's not like 4 a.m. there.
It's only like 1 there. Thanks to Bruno for shouting him out for me. So let's get on to we're about to wrap up the end of the show. Let's do This Week in Gaming History. Dee, would you like to start us out?
Yes, this is actually a game I would like to play, and I have it on my SNES. It came out in 1995. It's Earthbound.
Earthbound. Do you remember 1995 there, Snuffus?
No, I was 6. Although
it's been the perfect time.
The year the Atlanta Braves won the World Series, and I remember exactly the moment they won the.
How you're cutting out? You're cutting out.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. You remember exactly where you were when they won in 95?
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was in 1995 when they won the Series.
Were you at the game?
I was on my aunt's sofa. I was sick, eating nachos when they won. That's what I remember from 1995.
Great story. Thanks for sharing.
No problem. Go Braves.
So,
no, I do not remember this game in 1995.
Here, I'll tell you a story about 1995. I was, what year? How old would I have been? Yeah, I was definitely in my mid-30s. No, I was like early teens, right? And I was saving up to try to buy a SNES game then. Dee and I had already met each other by then, right, Dee?
Yes, we had.
And I had been pulling weeds and doing all kinds of stuff around my neighborhood to make some money to buy a game. And I ended up working at a horse show. My sister and my mom showed horses, and my mom had this horse, and they said, hey, this horse knows this barrel race. Not very many people are entering. Just jump on that horse. I'm not a horseman. I don't horse rider. I can do it, but I'm not professional or anything. Just get on that horse, and when they fire the gun, that horse will run those barrels, and you'll win. You don't have to do anything. Sure enough, that's what happened. So I won with that cash and some of the money that I had made doing stuff. See ya, NG. Thanks for coming by. With that money, I went to a Kmart in my hometown, which there aren't hardly any Kmarts anymore.
Those things are relics.
And I had in my hands Earthbound in one hand. You'll be back. Okay, cool, NG. Thanks for coming. I had Earthbound in one hand, and I had Mario Paint in the other hand. And I was like, go get this. Earthbound was more expensive than all the other games at the time. It was an import game, and I think it was $60. And Mario Paint was also $60 because it came with a gaming mouse.
Holy shit.
Above the $50 that it normally was back then. And I'm like, do I get this one or do I get this one? And I ended up going with Mario Paint. Which I don't regret. Mario Paint was great, but I always wonder about, have you heard of the Strange Brigade? No, I have not, Levi. I've always wondered about, because I never really finished Earthbound, and I think that would have been a game that would have been like really influential, because if you've not played it, it has a lot of, like, I'm not going to say anything too spoilery because Dee hasn't played it, but basically Earthbound is a alien invasion story, but maybe they're other dimensional beings, and it gets really, really trippy at the end. Like the screen starts wavering, and it does some like stuff that they don't even do in video games nowadays, and it starts talking about you as the person playing the character, some real never-ending story shit. If you've never seen that movie, where it's a little bit like, you know, inside baseball talk about the person playing the video game. Thank you, Brutal, for shouting out the podcast. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Dee stream that. And if you've never seen Earthbound, definitely tune in to twitch.tv/TheSunnyD to see her stream that whenever it is that she does that.
Oh, thank you.
Just bump, set, spike, Dee. You knock it out of the park.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and talk about the next game, which is the 1993 release of the Game Boy game Zelda Link's Awakening. Fun fact, this is the first game I ever saw Cherry. When I met Cherry, I tuned in her stream when I was excited about a Zelda game coming out, and that she was playing that game. I never had an actual green and black Game Boy, and I watched her play that maybe a year and a half ago now, maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. And it's a great little game for a mobile game. She played it on the Game Boy Color emulated version, and it was a lot better. I hated the green on black back in the day. I was like, this is going backwards. I want to see new shit. I don't want to see this old black and white stuff. Night Owl said he had a OG Game Boy. Levi's talking about the Strange Brigade. It's basically the Mummy in video game form and co-op. It's about 4 kids who beat up and run away dogs and mushrooms with legs. That sounds awesome. Night Owl says the OG Game Boy was terrible. It wasn't even backlit. Yeah, exactly. I have a hard time playing mobile games. Not mobile, but mobile consoles to this day, or handhelds to this day. Even the Switch in handheld mode, I don't really care for it. So, Steffes, you want to talk about the next game?
Yeah, 1990, June 1st, Origin releases Ultima 6, The False Prophet.
1990. How old were you then, Snuff?
1990, I was, carried the 2, I had the 1. I was 1 year old.
1 year old in 1990.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess you didn't play the 386 flagship PC game, Ultima 6.
You know, I probably missed that. I probably fell under the radar.
So think like party system, Skyrim type, big RPG, a lot of text. Great. Ultima series was great for its time, but it was... Cartel Teddy said he had the Sega Game Gear handheld and he loved it. Yeah, that was the full color backlit one. It was awesome. But yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole too far. It was a really good game, very influential in the RPG community. If you've played Skyrim or WoW, everyone who made those games was influenced by the Ultima series. There was a guy named Lord British.
Videos. I've never heard of those.
They still make an Ultima game here and there, but they're not the same. They're more 3D now. Ultima 1, 2, and 3 were like pioneers in computer RPG games. Were very good for their time. Final Fantasy, have you ever seen the old 2D Final Fantasies where parties walk around in like a snake? That's where that came from. They were the first ones that I saw to do them. But
I think people still do, like they play the old school Ultima and they stream it.
Yeah, you could pull Ultima games up on there all the time. Wolf Show said he had Pokemon back in the day when Pokemon was real.
Yeah, I had Pokemon. I had the first 2. I had Blue and Red. The only 2 Pokemon that matter.
So back in 1989, Snuffus was in his crib playing a game released by Bullfrog called Populous, which was one of the very first God Sim games ever created. If you guys ever played Black and White or some of these old sim games where you were the mechanic was, are you a cruel god or are you a kind god? There was a game mechanic there for you to explore of how you treated your populace. In that game, you could take. I played it on PC first, and then it came to SNES for a time. If you ever played Populous on SNES, basically you had a Adam and Eve type situation, and you could help them become a think of Civilization, but like not that fleshed out. Like early, like, hey, what if we had a game where people could go through a couple rounds of periods. They could start to make houses. They could get religion. It was one of the first type of games that really introduced that. But What about...
I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool. That's like the early start of Civ.
It was. I mean, if you look at it, that's the first thing that you of modern gaming you know of. If you didn't play Black and White had a little bit of that too. Yeah, Populous was the beginning. Night Owl played that one. Nice. So D, tell us about what happened in 1986.
Well, Nintendo released the Lost Levels of Mario or Super Mario Brothers in Japan, but it was deemed too hard for the Western audience for us.
So I read this book a couple of months ago. I listened to an audiobook called Super Mario Brothers: How Nintendo Conquered America, and basically when they forced Miyamoto to make Super Mario Brothers 2. Mario Brothers 1 was a worldwide hit, and they said make one, just call it Super Mario Brothers 2, and he made like these. He was like, you guys want me to make a Mario 2? I'll make a Mario 2, even though he doesn't want to do that. And he made it real trolly. Like, there were like mushrooms that would kill you. And it was well received in Japan, not as well received as Mario 1. But somebody in Nintendo of America was like, yeah, no, that's not going to fly here. And they took another Japanese game called Doki Panic or something like that, and they reskinned it. That's why Mario 2 on the NES is so different from the rest of the series. It was never a Mario game. It was only a Mario game here in the States. I think they re-released it in Japan as Mario Brothers 2 USA later, but it was originally called Doki Panic over there. It was changed because literally, if you ever played Super Mario Brothers 1, the levels get progressively harder, where level 8's pretty difficult to get through. Like, if you've never played Super Mario Brothers 1 World 8, it's difficult. And Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, or Mario 2 in Japan, starts off with 9-1, and the difficulty starts right there, and it gets way worse. It's like, it would be like if Super Meat Boy didn't have an automatically retried level. It has a bunch of those levels where they try to kill you. All right, let's talk about a game you might have played, Snuff.
Donkey Kong Country, 2003.
Did you play that one?
I did. I played it at my uncle's house. He
Snuff?
had this.
On the SNES, right?
Yep. My uncle had this game. I went to his house. He was getting married, and I spent a couple days there helping him getting ready for the wedding when I was, said I've been 14 then. So I did play this. when I was younger.
I love this game.
I honestly love all the Donkey Kong. The whole Donkey Kong series is fun and entertaining.
It's because you never played
cartoon show.
You never played Donkey Kong Jr. math game, have you?
They had a Donkey Kong math game. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, you got to go back.
That's right up there with Dr. Mario.
You got to no, it's worse. Dr. Mario is actually a fun puzzle game if you really get into it.
It's worse than Dr. Mario.
Oh yeah, you never played Dr. Mario competitively and learned how to play the actual strategy of it. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's not what you think. It's not playing Doctor like you did when you were a kid. Stuff. It's different. So I think that's going to wrap us up. Everybody make sure that you come in here next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at nightly on this channel, twitch.tv/Crunky for E3 coverage. We're going to have guests like Snuffus here. We might have Dee before she goes out. We might have Levi, Teddy, Frankie, Night Owl, Wolf Trove, Brutal Nerd, anybody that wants to be on here from the Go Look Yourself community that wants to talk E3 and have live reactions. College of Celiac can be here. Welcome, College of Celiac. We're gonna do E3 next week. I'm just going to jump in here and say we did a little bit of a stress test with seeing how many people we could have on the show during this part of the episode, and it ran a little long, so I'm going to edit it out of the recorded version. This will wrap up this week's episode of the live show. Be sure to check us out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Crunky next week, to be able to see our live E3 reactions. We will edit together a clip of that to put out for the live episode for next week. But until then, we will see you guys later. Please be sure to give us feedback at Go Look Yourself Podcast on Twitter. Thanks, and see you next week. Bye-bye.